guys, this is Ben, and this is my friend Blake, and we are sitting in his Pontiac GTO. It's a little bit customized, so why don't you tell us about that?
Sure. So it's a 06 GTO. After 2 weeks of owning it, the original LSIII blew up, spun a rod bearing. So currently it has a 427 LS3 stroker motor, stock heads, big cam, headers, exhaust, all the goodies, LS7 clutch. And so far makes around 550 wheel horsepower, so it's pretty fun. Keeps the tires spinning.
So how long have you had the car?
So I've had it for 6 months, and I've so far been driving it about 2 weeks when I first got it, and then 1 week back since it's been finished. So
how many miles does the body have on it?
So the body has a lot. It has 132,000 miles.
That's not too bad though for
an
a
06.
10-year-old car. Yeah,
it's about right. It was definitely driven.
Have you always been a GM person, a Pontiac guy?
Definitely not. So the car before this was actually a 2000 BMW M5. So it was the German excellence. But yeah, that was what I was used to before. So definitely high repair bills. You know, I twisted the drive shaft the first time I went to the drag strip, and that cost me about $800 for a new drive shaft. So once I realized that LS were that easy to get into, I jumped at the first one I found a deal at. So this one actually came all the way from Oklahoma.
Oh, wow.
And I bought it sight unseen, which, since the engine blew up, might not have been a good idea. Now looking back at it. But it's ended up working out. I've learned a lot on it from everything that's happened and building the motor and everything. So,
what would you suggest to someone that's looking to get into these big block LS engines and build out a little muscle car?
Yeah, definitely. So I would say the biggest thing is start out small. Because everything, it's so unlike other cars where you can add, cold air intake and doesn't do anything, or, you can do some things to the exhaust, doesn't do anything. Everything on the LS makes power. So if you start out with headers, you're going to make about 20 more wheel horsepower, 25, depending on the tune. If you get a nice cold air intake that's like an over-the-radiator intake, you make another 15. You don't have to necessarily get to the big cam or the $2,000 heads or anything like that. So you can start with an LS1, in a nice old F-body Camaro or GTO with the LS2, and you can go at your own pace. You can still, every couple of months when you get a good paycheck, you can definitely put, a little money into it and notice it right after you're done.
So what are your next upgrades for this car?
So the next things are stickier tires. Currently third, I'm still spinning if it's dry outside.
Traction is key.
Yeah, definitely. So looking at getting some drag radials for the rear. I haven't decided whether I'm going to actually rip out the whole interior, cut out the wheel wells, and put in mini tubs so I can fit bigger tires, or just go straight with drag radials. But one of those things is going to happen real soon, so I can actually really see how fast this thing is. So another one of the things definitely I need to tackle is the paint, of course. It was actually plaster dipped by the previous owner, so that's what you currently see. But once we get the tire situation figured out, definitely going to either do a wrap or do a paint. I haven't decided yet, but the colors I'm thinking is either a really dark gray with all black, gloss black accents, or perhaps like a nice deep red. But we'll see. Definitely will be taken care of by the next time you see it.
So, real world drivability. This is your daily driver, right?
That's right.
So, I know this is a kick-ass car with a lot of horsepower, a lot of torque. What's your fuel economy like?
Actually, believe it or not, it's actually really good, I laughed the first time I drove in it, because on the freeway, 6th gear at 70 miles an hour, I get 25 miles to the gallon.
That's not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. Now, I'll tell you, driving in the city, I drove about 25 miles, and I watched it go down 2 notches on the fuel tank from city driving. So it definitely does not like the city. But as far as if you only do highway, which that's
just
what
cruising.
I do a lot of, just cruising,
yeah,
it does it great. It literally cruises at 70 miles an hour at 1,800 RPM. For a daily driver, it's really not that bad. Definitely if someone was looking at it and wondering if they would have to, have that as a second car or something. Like I said, for me, 550 wheel horsepower, and I drive it every day and never really get tired of it. The only thing that can get a little annoying sometimes is the clutch. It's a really, really tough clutch, the toughest I've ever owned. And after about 20 times going back and forth, your left leg starts to get bigger than your right leg. So that's when you have to go to the street at night,
using muscles
get
you're
the
not
right
used to
leg.
using, yeah.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Blake.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. And just real quick, I also wanted to make a quick shout out to Jaeson. Jaeson Hager did the tuning on the car. He spent hours on it, really made it a nice drivable beast. And then also Chris at Maxwell Machine Works. He put together the long block, and it's been running great. So definitely I'm going to go back to him whenever I do anything else engine related. So
Awesome. What the? Oh my god. Whoa. I thought I was gonna die for a minute.
that was my.
I thought I was gonna die for a minute.
That was my first reaction when I first got it from the shop, and we did a little pass to make sure everything was running correctly. I was like, well, that was scary as hell. But now I like it, so.